say good day, and we will begin this transmission with the reminder that it is titled Fairy Tales for Grownups. And we remind you that in our last transmission, we spoke about using the idea of a spinning wheel to create the illusion of a spoke freezing in place to indicate what it is that you are focusing on at that moment that you need to look at, whether it be a representation of your passion or a representation of a belief system that might be required for you to look at. But in this transmission, even though it will involve spinning wheels as a symbol again, this will be quite different, because what we are doing here is examining two particular fairy tales in your culture, Sleeping Beauty, Rumpelstiltskin, both of which contain the symbol of a spinning wheel for different reasons, different purposes. But the idea of this particular transmission is to help guide you in your discernment in stories, in fairy tales, and the stories you tell yourself, to be able to tell the difference between what is really a positive belief system and a negative belief system, because many of you may have an idea of what the fairy tales, Sleeping Beauty and Rumpelstiltskin, may represent, and what elements within them may be positive and or negative. But you may be surprised to find that there may be some things that are the opposite of what you may think.
Thank you, Bashar, and I appreciate your transmission this morning.
Again, it is our passion and our pleasure.
Thank you. I had some questions about the shift that's going on for humans right now and how it's affecting the world at large, and maybe also how it's affecting you, if it is.
It's not that it's affecting the world at large in the sense that it is actually having an impact upon one particular reality. It is representative of an option of many different realities converging together to give everyone a choice to decide what it is they prefer. So just because you can observe all the different choices being made, you are actually not necessarily affected by them if you remain in the reality you prefer. The idea is that, yes, it is an opportunity to recognize that energy is flowing in different ways, but also at the same time, it is something we are helping to balance by adding our own energy to give you better opportunities and ease of choice in terms of what reality you really prefer, as opposed to those that you really don't. So remember that you never change the world you're on. You change yourself, and you start shifting more and more in the direction of another version of Earth that simultaneously coexists with all other versions, that is simply more reflective of the vibration you have created within your own being. But for a while, you will still be capable of seeing the different choices of the different realities that people are choosing. But it's like looking at these different realities through glass walls, so that while you can see things that are not necessarily vibrationally compatible with what you prefer, it doesn't mean that the effect of those things can in any way, shape, or form reach you. So the overall impact, to use your word, is the impact now of recognizing the freedom to choose more clearly, by contrast, what it is you prefer instead of what you don't.
Hello, Tadeo.
Nania.
We have some questions from our live stream viewers.
All right.
The first one is, what is the importance of fairy tales? Are beliefs considered self-storytelling?
Yes. Beliefs are the stories you tell yourself about yourself. Sometimes, therefore, different kinds of stories outside of your beliefs, fairy tales and other kinds of stories, can help, perhaps, illuminate what some of the stories are that you're telling yourself in your belief system by how you respond to the fairy tale. The fairy tale can be designed to put you in touch with the stories that you're telling yourself, to examine whether or not they are the stories you would like to continue to tell yourself, or whether you would wish to change the story.